The difference between talking about notes and actually holding them. Let me make something clear. There's a big difference between understanding note investing and actually living inside of it. Right now, I have over $1 million actively deployed in income-generating, bank-quality paper. Not theory, not simulations, real notes, real borrowers, real payments arriving on schedule, and that experience changes how you think about risk. Most people evaluate investments from the outside. They look at potential returns, they debate scenarios, they focus on what might happen. Operators look at something else. They look at obligation. Who is paying? Why are they paying? What secures that payment? And where they sit in line if something goes wrong. That's how banks think. That's how institutional capital thinks. And that's how you think once you've actually deployed capital at scale. When you manage real paper, you stop asking, how high can this go? And you start asking, how durable is this? You see patterns. You see that payments tied to necessity behave differently than payments tied to speculation. You see that first lien positions absorb stress before equity even feels it. You see that structure matters more than stories. That's what bank quality actually means. Not that nothing ever goes wrong, but that when something does, there's a defined process, defined rights, and defined outcomes. That's what creates consistency. This is why note investing confuses people who have never held notes. They compare it to assets that behave on sentiment. They judge it using frameworks built for appreciation, but debt doesn't operate on belief. It operates on agreement, signed, recorded, serviced, enforced if necessary. And once you've managed hundreds of notes, once you've seen how payments perform through different conditions, once you've had real capital on the line, you stop chasing excitement. You start respecting predictability. That's the shift most people never make. They talk about notes, they analyze notes, they debate notes, but they've never held enough paper long enough to understand why institutions prefer being paid first. Having $1 million working inside structured notes doesn't make you smarter, it makes you calmer. Because when capital is positioned correctly, you don't need the world to cooperate. You just need agreements to hold, and most of the time, they do.